Velkommen alle sammen. Getting a bit of vitamin D today. It's been some June gloom, but looks like summer's here. So I wanted to make this quick video to speak about why I'm looking at magic of all things. So as you know, I'm not a magician. I'm not a sorcerer. I'm not claiming to be any of this. I'm not a healer. I'm not a witch doctor, any of that. I'm a historian. That's what I'm interested in. And why am I looking specifically at magic when examining Norse history? And I think it's very important because it's one of the only things that we have evidence of. People just kind of ignore magic and they think we can't learn a whole lot about the history of the Norse people from that, and that's just not true. It's one of the biggest things of evidence we have of what life was actually like and what their beliefs were actually like. And it's one of the few pieces of evidence we have. Like, as you know, we have no more books. They've all been burned. We have some stories, but they're misinterpreted or not true. We have no articles of clothing. We have just a few archaeological finds. We really don't have a whole lot that tells us much about the Norse. I think magic and the spells that we find in these magic books is one of the greatest examples of evidence we have that it will tell us some things that are important. Like I said, books are gone, libraries are gone, historical monuments are gone, temples are gone, sacred places have been gone. The only thing we really have as evidence to what the Norse people actually believed in is a few texts and a few stories and poems that are misinterpreted and misunderstood, really, and we're going to be looking at those in other videos too, because that's not exactly what you think it is either, what we've been told for such a long time. And then we have some archaeological evidence that we can learn a lot from, and that's been preserved okay, and traditions have actually been preserved very well. We can learn a lot about the Old Norse people through the traditions that we still practice today. These are some things that have never died out. Halloween, Christmas, summer solstice, winter solstice. These are all things that have pagan origin, and we can learn a lot about that too, because that's another thing that has been preserved from pagan times, when pretty much everything else has been destroyed and we don't have it anymore. And the final thing that has been preserved, I believe, is the magic. The magic spells and books and rituals that have been preserved, that comes from pagan times. And like I said, we have a few things, the traditions, archaeology, stories, poems that we can learn things about, and really nothing else. Everything else has been destroyed, but we do have magic, so we can learn from that as well, and that's why I'm going to be looking at magic and determining what we can learn from that, and also all those other things, the poetry, the stories, the traditions, because all of it can teach us quite a bit of how the Norse people actually lived and what their beliefs actually were. So that's about it for today. See ya.